Cutting your sales cycle in half sounds pretty impossible, right? But that's exactly what Sandler Trading did with HubSpot. They used Breeze, HubSpot's AI tools, to tailor every customer interaction without losing their personal touch. And the results were pretty incredible. Click-through rates jumped 25%, qualified leads quadrupled, and people spent 3 times longer on their landing pages. You can go to HubSpot.com to see how Breeze can help your business grow. Okay, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, May 15th. I'm John Weigell here with Juliet, Bennett, and this is the Hustle Daily Show. SEO, or search engine optimization, is entering a new era since AI is changing how people search online with ChatGPT, Perplexity, and others. AEO, aka Answer Engine Optimization, is now a thing, and there are tons of startups looking to take advantage of it. So how does AEO differ from SEO, and how many more acronyms can we fit in today's episode, you may ask? We'll get to all that in a bit, but first, let's give you the news in business and tech. Today, we're starting off with Airbnb, which launched a new in-app feature that lets travelers book services and activities like catering, massages, and personal training, in addition to their stays or independently from them. It's also reworking the Airbnb Experiences platform, which was originally launched in 2016 and available in 650 cities, to focus more on affordable, authentic activities run by locals. That's really exciting. Next, we go over to big tech. Apple teamed up with Synchron to develop tech that will let users control its devices with their minds. The brain-computer interfaces would help people with spinal cord injuries or medical conditions like ALS access their iPhones and other devices with just their thoughts. Next, we go into some streaming news. Warner Brothers Discovery is going back on its name change. It's changing its streamer's name back from Max to HBO Max, just over 2 years after changing it to Max in the first place. Despite the confusing rebrand, the company estimates that HBO Max will hit 150 million subscribers by the end of 2026. Should have just kept the name going the whole time, would have been a lot less confusing. And finally, Amazon renewed Jimmy Donaldson, aka Mr. Beast's competition series Beast Games for 2 more seasons. And this comes kind of despite some poor reviews and controversies over filming conditions and on-set injuries. Amazon paid Mr. Beast $100 million for the first season, and the show pulled in 50 million views in 25 days. It's the platform's most watched unscripted series ever. Mr. Beast has done some interviews on this, and he claimed that he lost a ton of money from the first season. So hopefully he irons that out for himself on the next few. Okay, look. Side hustles fail when they consume all of your time. I mean, every single bit of it. The pros, though, work smarter with AI doing all the heavy lifting. To help you out, we just dropped the Side Hustle Accelerator database. You can search your exact problem for your side hustle, grab the perfect prompt, and get results. If you're struggling with marketing, content, and customer service, it's all solved in just seconds. This isn't just another tool, guys. It's your unfair advantage in a spreadsheet. So stop asking AI the wrong questions and start scaling with what actually works. You can get it for free in the link in our show notes. And you can stop right now, actually. Why don't you take a look down at those show notes and tap the link. You don't want to sleep on this. Today on our main segment, we're talking search engine optimization versus the brand new Answer Engine Optimization. So, Juliet, can we talk about kind of the landscape of SEO, what it is, and how this changes everything?
Yeah, SEO, I have never been a fan. I'm going to be real honest. As somebody who has predominantly worked as a journalist, and then, over time that became like, oh, but can you also do marketing? And can you also find a way to say this keyword 6,000 times?
Yes.
So, search engine optimization, it's old. We've all had to deal with it. I think we can all tell an example of a blog that's been optimized to focus on a particular keyword versus a blog that has a little more finesse. But the way that search works, I think we've all noticed has changed. Mm-hmm. I'll just use an example. Let's say you have a cute little dog and you're looking for a dog bed and you type in best dog bed in Google, you're going to get a list of results. Probably Petco, probably PetSmart, probably Chewy, places you can buy dog beds. You may get a blog that's gone hard on SEO where somebody really optimizes.
Right.
I once read an article about mattress reviewers who had an insane search ranking for mattress reviews.
Wow, damn.
But that's not what happens now. I think we've all noticed that when you type something into Google, you get an AI overview and the AI is answering your query for you. So if you say, what is the best dog bed? Now it's going to run the search for you and come back with what it's found in a conversational summary. So it may be something like, well, according to many reviewers, blah, blah, blah. So it's much different what we're getting now than what we were getting in the past.
Right. And of course, as soon as this became a thing, companies want their products to show up at the very top of these AI summaries, essentially, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. And that is where this new marketing strategy comes in. So whereas SEO stands for search engine optimization, this new buzzword AEO stands for answer engine optimization.
Yes. It's so funny because it's not even that much different than the first acronym, but it just rolls off the tongue so much less than SEO does.
Right. And I've also seen GEO, which I think is generative engine optimization. There are a couple terms, but essentially you're trying to hack the system so that the AI chooses you and puts you in its prompt, as opposed to Google choosing you or Bing choosing you and, putting you at number 3, number 4 in its rankings.
Right. So whereas SEO would give you a couple options, you basically got to figure it out for yourself, click a few links, figure it out. Mm-hmm. The idea with AI search and companies like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude are to give you the answer to your question right there, right in front of you, with options directly in front of you, with reviews, with kind of all the information you need to make your purchasing decision immediately. And that's very different from SEO because SEO just puts it up top. It doesn't exactly say, this is really good. It just puts it up top. And this is a new way of doing it.
Right, exactly. And there have been changes to ChatGPT and some of these other models, which people are increasingly using as search tools that make them more usable. And that's the integration of clickable links, maps, other things that it's surfacing for you, doing essentially as AI does the work for you, that have made people start using these more and more.
Right.
I used to skip over AI overview. I was like, what is this nonsense? And immediately skip it. But I have found that because it is citing its sources, it actually is occasionally useful to me when I'm like, what year did this happen in? Or who's this guy? Like, it really will tell me what I want to know. And then it also cites sources. So if I don't believe it, which, I'm at a point where I don't entirely trust AI to surface the correct answer, it will tell me where I got that information.
Yeah, and that's the important part, I think. Getting those citations is the big deal, especially in our industry. It's important to know where the information came from. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it gives me a citation from Wikipedia or Reddit, and I'm like, okay, come on.
Right.
But other times, it'll link out to other websites. But I think you kind of hit the nail on the head with this because so many people are now using AI for search rather than using Google. And obviously, Google is not happy about that. There's been some pushback from their end, and they're trying to integrate Gemini more to pull you into their property. But yeah, a lot of people are going to the ChatGPTs of the world or Perplexity to get their information, and buy their products falls right in line with get their information, it looks like. So now people are going to be going to these. And there are a lot of companies, it seems like, that are trying to capitalize on the AEO and try to blow it out, just like SEO got blown out decades ago, it seems like.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of startups. There's an article about this in Business Insider, and a CMO, Chief Marketing Officer with previous experience at Mozilla, Salesforce, David Slater, he was telling Business Insider that there have been about 30 AEO product launches just in recent months, all trying to do what SEO used to do. And not only that, VCs are interested in these startups as they are interested more broadly in AI in general. AI is taking up the lion's share of VC funding right now, and AEO startups are a part of that.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I would wonder if these AEO startups also offer SEO compatibility. I wonder if that's a thing.
Oh, I think definitely, because I think the two things are not too dissimilar.
Yeah.
So you think about SEO that's focusing on keywords. AEO is focusing on providing direct answers to potential prompts that people might ask. So instead of best dog bed, it's like, what's the best dog bed? What's the best dog bed for a large dog? What's the comfiest dog bed? What's the best pet bed? Maybe there's some cat beds in there. Maybe you got 2 dogs. I don't know. There's a lot of questions you could ask to get to the same place. And that is what this is optimizing for. So when you're thinking about the content you're putting on your blog, apparently it's going to consist of full sentence, conversational style answers. You're going to have cited sources. You want to sort of be the authority on a topic. That's the kind of content that AI is typically pulling from and linking to when answering a question. But honestly, they're not that different. And there's a lot of marketing experts who are saying, yeah, if you can do one, you can kind of do the other with limited modifications. So, it's not like, oh my God, I got to throw everything I know about SEO in the trash. It's, I'm taking all of that and I'm using it to slightly modify.
Right. And applying it to this new frontier. I'm sure the AI product managers out there are happy at the new functionality, and SEO companies can probably get on this too. Like, I'm surprised that there have been so many startups and not a mention of any prominent SEO companies that are integrating this into their subset, which I'm sure they will eventually as well.
Yeah, there are, I think, several companies that are doing this sort of integration. I think the most interesting blog that I read about this is probably from Neil Patel. He's pretty well known as a guy that knows a lot about marketing and a lot about the internet. And I actually met him when I hosted a panel on AI at C2 Montreal last year. So, cool. When I saw his name pop up, I was like, oh yeah, I know he knows a lot. And his blog's really interesting because it does talk about how to make these modifications and that it's kind of a lot of work, but it's kind of really just a subset of SEO. So you're not reinventing the wheel here.
Right.
And there are a lot of tips and tricks out there that you can find where people say, okay, well, now I'm just doing this. And it's not a huge lift. It's not like I have to know exactly the training data that Bing's, LLM pulls from in order to, it's not like that.
Right. SEO part 2.
Right.
AI boogaloo, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning into the Hustle Daily Show. We're a proud part of HubSpot Media. Our editor is Robert Hartwig, and our executive producer is Darren Clark. We've got a lot more tech and business coverage in our newsletter. If you're not subscribed, go sign up at thehustle.co/email and follow us on Instagram at The Hustle Daily. We will see you tomorrow. Hey everybody, I've been listening to this great podcast lately. You got to check it out. It's called Content is Profit. It's hosted by Luis and Fonzie Camejo, and it's brought to you by the HubSpot Podcast Network, the audio destination for business professionals. So in this podcast, you can discover the secrets and strategies on how your business can achieve the frictionless sale. We talk about frameworks, strategies, tactics, and bring special guests to bring you all the information you need in order to turn your content into profit. Recently, they did a whole episode on micro creators and UGC and how those things are transforming the social media industry, especially for profit. They had a guest on, William Gassner, who is the co-founder of Stack Influence. So definitely check that episode out if you want to learn more about the social media landscape as it is currently. You can listen to Content as Profit wherever you get your podcasts.